What if the month you were born holds a secret key to your entire personality? We arrive in this world at a specific moment during a particular season under a unique celestial arrangement. Most see this as mere biological timing. But what if it's something far more significant? What if your birth month imprints a specific archetypal energy onto your soul? This isn't astrology. This is about the deep, symbolic language of the unconscious mind, a language I've spent my life deciphering. Your birth isn't a random entry on a calendar, it's a symbolic initiation. You don't just breathe the air of that month, you absorb its psychological atmosphere. You inherit its hidden themes, its emotional currents, and its core spiritual challenges. This understanding isn't meant to box you in, but to offer a map to your own inner world. Why does this matter? Because self-knowledge is the foundation of wholeness. To become who you are meant to be, you must first understand the raw materials you were given. And your birth month provides the first, most fundamental clue. Time, you see, isn't just a linear track. It's a living, breathing cycle, rich with symbolic meaning. Each season carries a distinct psychological flavor, a specific archetypal force. When you are born, you step into that current. I developed the concept of archetypes, primordial patterns that live in the collective unconscious of all humanity. These are the blueprints of human experience: the hero, the caregiver, the sage, the explorer. No one teaches us these patterns. They are innate. They are the psychological inheritance of our species, and your birth activates a specific constellation of these archetypes within you. It sets the initial tone for your life's symphony. Think of a child born in the deep silence of January. The world is frozen, introspective. That child often carries an old soul's wisdom, a natural inclination toward contemplation. This is the energy of the sage. Now, imagine a child born in the explosive bloom of April. Life is bursting forth, bold and assertive. That child often embodies the warrior's spirit, driven, courageous, a natural initiator. This isn't coincidence, it's correspondence. We are not separate from nature, we are an expression of it. Your soul is seeded into a specific point in nature's eternal cycle. Your birth month is not your destiny, but your soul's starting point. So, what is the journey? It's called individuation, the process of integrating all parts of yourself, light and shadow, to become a unique, whole individual. Understanding your birth archetype is the first step on this sacred path. It helps you understand why you feel certain pulls, why you face specific struggles. If you don't know the energy you carry, you might spend your life fighting against your own nature. You might force yourself into roles that drain you, believing something is wrong with you. But when you recognize your core archetype, everything shifts. You understand your restlessness, your depth, your need for stability, not as flaws, but as features of your soul's design. This is the power of making the unconscious conscious. As I've said, what you do not bring to light will control you, and you will call it fate. Let's now explore the 12 gates of the soul. Let's decode the archetypal energy of your birth month. January, the sage. Born into winter's deepest quiet, you carry the energy of profound reflection. You are the observer, the seeker of enduring truth. Even as a child, you possessed a maturity that set you apart. Your mind lives in the realm of ideas and principles. The world's noise can feel overwhelming, and you may be misunderstood as aloof or detached. Your challenge is to bridge your deep wisdom with the warmth of the human heart, to learn that knowledge without compassion is a cold light. When balanced, you become a guiding star for others, offering clarity in times of confusion. February, the visionary. You arrived as winter began its subtle retreat. You carry the light of what is yet to come. You are the dreamer, the seer of possibilities. Your mind lives in the future, constantly innovating and imagining. You are often ahead of your time, which can be a lonely place. Your struggle is with grounding these magnificent visions into reality. You may float in the realm of ideas, frustrated by the world's slow pace. Your lesson is to build a bridge between the sky of your imagination and the earth of daily action. When you do, you become a true architect of tomorrow. March, the reborn. Your birth coincides with nature's great awakening. You embody the essence of renewal and emotional sensitivity. You are highly intuitive, almost porous to the feelings of others and the world around you. You feel everything deeply. This open heart is your gift, but it can also be your vulnerability. You may absorb the emotions of others until you feel you are losing yourself. Your core lesson is to build loving boundaries, not walls, but filters that allow you to nurture without being depleted. When you master this, you become a healing presence, a true empath who can help others feel whole. April, the warrior. You came into the world as life exploded with vitality. You are the initiator, the pathfinder, the one who acts. You have a fierce inner fire and a loathing for stagnation. You are at your best when charging forward, breaking new ground. Your shadow is impatience and a tendency to force your will upon situations. You can burn out from constant sprinting. Your great lesson is to learn the power of endurance. True strength isn't just about the charge, it's about knowing when to pause, when to listen, and when to lead with compassion. A balanced warrior is a protector, a courageous heart who inspires through action. May, the builder. Born as spring settles into its lush fullness, you carry the energy of stability and creation. You are the grounded one, the quiet creator who finds joy in tangible results and enduring love. You bring calm to chaos simply through your presence. Your potential trap is becoming too rigid, too attached to the safe and familiar. You may resist necessary change out of a fear of losing control. Your lesson is to love stability without becoming a prisoner to it. Your true strength is creating a foundation so solid that new growth can safely rise from it. June, the seeker. You arrived as the year reached its expansive peak. You are the eternal student, the one driven by an insatiable curiosity. Your mind is restless, always asking, what else and why? You connect ideas and people with ease. The danger for you is perpetual motion. You can become a collector of experiences without going deep, always fearing you're missing out on the next best thing. Your essential lesson is to discover that not every path must be walked. The deepest treasures are often found not in seeking, but in staying. When you find your true north, you become a guide for other wanderers. July, the nurturer. Born in the heart of summer's warmth, you embody the archetype of unconditional care. You love through your presence, your listening ear, your gentle embrace. You are the emotional anchor for your tribe. Your great test is confusing love with self-sacrifice. You can give until you are empty, believing your worth is tied to your usefulness to others. Your profound lesson is that to love others fully, you must first love and care for yourself. A full cup overflows. An empty one has nothing to give. The balanced nurturer is the heart of the world. August, the sovereign. You came during the time of peak radiance and maturity. You carry a natural authority and a sense of responsibility. You are a born leader, not through loud commands, but through a calm, centered presence that inspires others to follow. Your shadow is the trap of ego. You may become overly controlling, fearing that any sign of weakness will undermine your authority. Your deepest lesson is that true leadership is service. It comes from inner sovereignty, not from dominating others. When you lead with humility and wisdom, you become a true king or queen of your domain, elevating everyone around you. September, the analyst. Your birth coincides with the season of harvest and order. You are the refiner, the one who sees the details that others miss. You have a gift for creating structure, efficiency, and harmony out of chaos. You value precision and meaning. Your potential downfall is perfectionism. That critical eye you turn on the world can turn inward, leading to harsh self-judgment and a feeling of never being quite good enough. Your liberation comes from understanding that beauty exists in imperfection. When you learn to apply your discerning mind with self-compassion, you become an unparalleled force for creating genuine, lasting order. October, the diplomat. Born as the world softens into autumn's beauty, you are the peacemaker, the harmonizer. You have a deep aversion to conflict and a natural talent for finding common ground. You bring grace and beauty to everything you touch. Your challenge is the tendency to lose yourself in your quest for peace. You may silence your own needs and opinions to avoid rocking the boat, leading to internal fragmentation. Your great lesson is that true harmony requires authenticity. It is the courage to speak your gentle truth. A balanced diplomat builds bridges without burning their own. November, the Alchemist. You entered during the time of descent and introspection. You are the transformer, the one who can turn pain into wisdom. You are not afraid of the dark. You understand that it is where the deepest growth occurs. You are drawn to authenticity, no matter how painful. Your intensity can lead to isolation. You may drown in your own depths if you don't find a way to process and integrate your experiences. Your ultimate lesson is to trust your own transformative process. You are designed to cycle through death and rebirth. When you embrace this, you become a guide for others through their own dark nights. December, the mystic. Born at the year's end, you carry the energy of the prophetic wisdom keeper. You see the world in patterns and meanings that transcend the immediate. You are a philosopher at heart, always searching for the larger truth behind everyday events. Your burden can be a sense of isolation, of feeling too different from a world obsessed with the material and the momentary. Your essential task is to bring your profound insights down to earth. Wisdom must be lived to be real. When you ground your vision, you become a lighthouse, helping others navigate with a deeper understanding of life's great mysteries. You have now journeyed through the 12 archetypal gates. Remember, this is not a prison, it is a mirror. Your birth archetype is a compass, not a cage. The goal is not to perfectly fit a description, but to use this knowledge as a starting point for your own journey of self-discovery. Which of these energies resonates most deeply with you? Are you living in alignment with your core archetype, or are you fighting against your own natural current? This understanding is the beginning of individuation. It's the first step toward reclaiming all parts of yourself and becoming the unique, whole individual you are destined to be. Your birth month doesn't define your limit, it reveals your potential. But the journey does not end here. Understanding your birth archetype is only the opening of a much deeper doorway, a doorway into the architecture of your soul, the hidden terrain most people never dare to explore. Because once you see the archetypal pattern that accompanies your arrival into this world, a new question emerges. What are you meant to do with this knowledge? Knowing the energy you were born with is like discovering the original key that opens the first gate. But a key is meaningless if you never turn it. So now, we must go further. We must explore how each archetype grows, matures, transforms, and ultimately integrates into the larger tapestry of your life. Most people drift through existence reacting to circumstances, repeating patterns, and calling it fate. But fate is not a jailer. Fate is a teacher. And when you understand the archetypal blueprint you carry, you begin to see that life is not happening to you. It is happening through you. And the moment you recognize this, your journey of conscious evolution begins. The depths beneath your archetype. Every archetype has two faces, the conscious expression and the shadow expression. Your conscious expression is the energy you naturally embody when you feel aligned and grounded. It is the light, the ease, the intuitive direction your soul leans toward. But your shadow expression is the neglected side, the part that emerges when you are wounded, stressed, or disconnected from yourself. The shadow is not bad. It is simply the unintegrated energy asking for attention. For example, the sage consciously seeks truth, but in shadow becomes detached, cold, or overly analytical. The warrior consciously protects, but in shadow becomes aggressive, impulsive, or domineering. The nurturer consciously loves deeply, but in shadow becomes self-sacrificing or emotionally dependent. Your birth archetype offers the first glimpse of these dualities, but to live a life of wholeness, you must not reject the shadow. You must learn from it. The shadow is the doorway to integration. It shows you the parts of yourself you have ignored, suppressed, or disowned. And until you integrate your shadow, you remain incomplete, fragmented, divided against yourself. So, your task is not simply to know your archetype. Your task is to understand its full spectrum. The archetype's seasons of life. What most people never realize is that your archetype shifts its expression as you move through different stages of life. Just as nature flows through seasons, so do you. And each season asks your archetype to evolve in a different way. 1. The season of awakening, birth to early adulthood. This is the stage where your archetype is raw, instinctual, unrefined. You don't yet understand it. You simply are it. The warrior is impulsive. The visionary is chaotic. The nurturer is overly giving. The sovereign is domineering. The mystic is lost between worlds. This season is not meant to be perfect. It is meant to ignite your inner pattern. You are learning through contrast, through mistakes, through the friction of life. This friction awakens your archetype's core lessons. During this time, your soul is beginning to whisper its direction, even if you are too young to recognize it. 2. The season of confrontation, adulthood to midlife. This is the turning point, the season when your shadow becomes impossible to avoid, when the old patterns crack, revealing the deeper truth beneath them. Many experience this as a career crisis, a relationship collapse, a spiritual awakening, a profound sense of dissatisfaction, a loss that shatters the old identity. This is not failure. This is initiation. The sage must confront emotional numbness. The diplomat must confront self-erasure. The analyst must confront perfectionism. The alchemist must confront destructive intensity. The reborn must confront emotional overwhelm. This season forces you to look in the mirror, not at the persona you present to the world, but at the archetype within you that is waiting to evolve. 3. The season of integration, midlife to later years. This is where wisdom lives, where the archetype matures into its highest form. The warrior becomes a protector. The nurturer becomes a healer. The visionary becomes an innovator. The sovereign becomes a true leader. The mystic becomes a guide. The sage becomes a mentor. Integration is the merging of light and shadow. It is the season where you no longer run from any part of yourself. This is the true work of individuation, to gather all your pieces and weave them into a whole. The archetype and your wounds. But archetypes are not only shaped by the season of your birth, they are shaped by your wounds. The emotional imprints you carry from childhood, relationships, culture, and life experience. Each archetype has a core wound. The sage fears emotional chaos. The visionary fears restriction. The reborn fears abandonment. The warrior fears weakness. The builder fears instability. The seeker fears limitation. The nurturer fears rejection. The sovereign fears losing control. The analyst fears imperfection. The diplomat fears conflict. The alchemist fears betrayal. The mystic fears meaninglessness. Your birth month gives you the blueprint, but your wounds shape the architecture. This is why two people born in the same month can express the same archetype in completely different ways. One may embody the light, the other may struggle through the shadow. One may use their archetype to grow, the other may use it to hide. But no matter your past, your archetype always has the potential to rise. How to expand your archetype? Now, we arrive at the heart of the journey. How do you grow beyond the limits of your birth archetype? Because the goal is not to stay trapped in a single pattern. The goal is to expand, evolve, and integrate all archetypes to become a fully realized human being. Here are the three pathways of expansion. 1. The path of awareness. You must first observe how your archetype shows up in your life. Notice what naturally energizes you, what drains you, what fears repeat in your life, what patterns show up in relationships, what roles do you automatically assume. Awareness turns unconscious patterns into conscious choices, and choice is liberation. 2. The path of challenge. To grow, you must move toward the archetype that feels uncomfortable, not because it is wrong for you, but because it completes you. The sage must practice emotional expression. The warrior must learn patience. The nurturer must cultivate boundaries. The diplomat must speak truth. The sovereign must practice humility. The analyst must surrender to imperfection. The mystic must ground their visions. The visionary must commit to discipline. Growth lies in the energy you resist. 3. The path of integration. Eventually, the goal is to become multidimensional, to hold many archetypes within you, not just the one you were born with. The warrior learns compassion from the nurturer. The seeker learns stillness from the builder. The mystic learns practicality from the analyst. The diplomat learns courage from the warrior. The alchemist learns stability from the builder. The sage learns empathy from the reborn. When you integrate multiple archetypes, you stop being predictable and become powerful. Relationships and archetypes. Now consider relationships: romantic, familial, professional. Every relationship is a dance of archetypes. When the warrior meets the diplomat, they teach each other courage and balance. When the nurturer meets the alchemist, they help each other navigate emotion and transformation. When the visionary meets the builder, dreams find structure. When the mystic meets the sage, inner truth becomes outer wisdom. If you understand your archetype and the archetype of another, you unlock the secret language of human interaction. Conflict becomes communication. Misunderstanding becomes insight. Resistance becomes growth. And love becomes deeper, more conscious, more sacred. Most relationships fail not because the people are wrong for each other, but because they do not understand the archetypal dynamics at play. Knowing your archetype, and theirs, creates a map for harmony. Your soul's contract. Your birth archetype is the first signature of your soul's contract. It is the energy you agreed to explore, embody, and transform in this lifetime. This does not mean your future is fixed. It means your starting point is sacred. Just as a seed contains the blueprint of a tree, your birth month contains the blueprint of your early nature, but the seed is not the tree. It is simply the beginning, the tree you become. That is up to you. The final gate, the self in Jungian psychology. The ultimate archetype is the self. the center of the psyche, the union of opposites, the place where your conscious and unconscious finally meet. The self is not reached through perfection. It is reached through integration, and integration begins when you stop running from yourself. Your birth archetype shows you where to begin, but your destiny is to go far beyond it, to become a whole, unified, individuated being. This is the true purpose of your journey, to become the person your soul envisioned long before you were born. A message for your journey ahead. As you reflect on your birth month and its archetypal energy, remember this: you are not here by accident. You did not arrive at a random moment. Your birth was a symbolic initiation. Your soul chose this timing for a reason. You carry within you a specific energy, a gift, a challenge, a lesson, a path. Honor it, study it, grow beyond it. Because the moment you choose self-knowledge, the moment you take your inner life seriously, the moment you turn toward your own depths, you step onto the true path, the path of awakening, the path of individuation, the path of becoming who you were always meant to be. If this exploration of the soul's hidden language has sparked something in you, if you're ready to look deeper into the architecture of your own psyche, then you are already on the path. Please like this video and subscribe to Winds of Thought for more journeys into the depths of human consciousness. The greatest adventure awaits within.